What's happening, heat seekers? And I call y'all heat seekers. That's my new name for you because y'all be looking for this heat. Y'all be looking for this hot seat. And some of you, I need y'all to comment in the comments real quick if you feel like I'm talking to you on these episodes, okay? You feel like I am yelling at you. Well, that's what it's designed for. And I did yell at another entrepreneur. Y'all might cancel me. Y'all might call me a bully for this episode because the girl is so sweet. And I didn't want to have to do it, but I had to do it. She deserved it. Maybe she didn't deserve it. Maybe I'm just being an entertainer, but it was a really good episode for entrepreneurs who have a job and a dream. And you need to, one, you need to know the math, but two, if you have a job, it makes it really, really difficult to get that hunger, to be hungry enough to build a business. Very difficult. But listen, I want to see your comments in the chat. If you think I'm being a bully, let me know in the comments. If you feel me, you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If somebody comments something dumb in this comment section, I need you to attack them because they shouldn't be saying what they're saying. And you got to correct them. You got to make sure they're right. Okay. So I want to create community in the chat and I'll be seeing y'all comments, man. So listen, podcast summit is coming up. So starting a podcast or you want to grow a podcast, you want to figure out how to make money from this stuff that we be doing, go to podcast summit. It's going down. So let me just get out of here. I see you on the episode. You suck. Your business sucks and you'll never be successful. How many people paid you $5,000? You ever lied to anybody? Okay, real quick. Anything you see in here? It's over, bro. What's your belief system? You're married, yes, to a woman, or you let your wife wear pants? When I ask you for something and you don't give it to me, are you knowing that you're lying to me?
Lying?
You cannot move being this comfortable. But you be in the crib and your drawers just like, hey, yo. My job is to make you fail. My job is to make you quit. My job is to make you cry. But if you survive it, success is on the other side. Welcome to the hot seat.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. Chilling. Tuesday.
Okay. Chilling on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Lala. I'm the owner of 111 Studios. It's a content studio located in Forest Park.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What's the name of the page?
At ONE.11 Studios.
ONE
dot
number
11 Studios.
11 Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Forest Park. Okay.
Yes.
How big is the space?
1,500 square feet.
Ooh.
6 different sets,
Come
all
on.
decorated for podcasting, photography, videography, content creation, small events, you name it, co-working, you name it, we got it.
This is actually beautiful.
Thank you.
This is actually beautiful.
Thank you so much.
How long you been doing it?
It's been a year.
Okay.
A year of entrepreneurship.
Oh, tell me all about it. Tell me about this year.
I'm tired. Okay. Somebody come give me a nap. Okay.
Okay. So you opened when?
January 11, 2024.
Okay. Good. So we're a year, a couple months in. How much has it made?
So last year I made $30,000 from January 11 to January this year.
Yeah.
$30,000. And, I thought that, was good until I did all the calculations of my expenses.
For sure. I was going to ask you, what's your rent?
My rent is high. Well, it's $2,000 a month. Everybody say that's good.
No, that is good.
I'm sweating.
No, it's good, but if you're making $30,000 in a year and you spend $24,000 in rent, you made $6,000 in a year, and that's not even the other expenses.
Correct. Yes. Okay, yeah. That's a good point of view. Okay.
Yeah. So most of it went to rent.
Yes.
But it's your first year, so it kind of takes a little time.
Yes,
do you do it by yourself? You got any partners?
It's just me, solopreneur.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, I work full time. I'm a project manager full time at a very known organization in Atlanta.
Okay.
So I just do it kind of nights and weekends, which that's content. Majority of my clients, they come nights and weekends, so it works out.
Okay. So when you did the calculation of your expenses, what did you find?
Okay, well, it was first year, so I probably spent over $50,000 my first year. And that's just, everything, lease and taxes, license.
That's outfitting it and all that.
Everything, right? Yes, everything. So I, got a little nervous. So just kind of been at this crossroads of should I keep pushing or should I take a step back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really love the space. I love my clients, but I'm like, is this financially
Yeah,
making sense for me? Because at this point, my overhead is really high versus how much I'm bringing in is not
for
meeting
sure.
that.
Nah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Do you have anybody else that's in the business with you, like working in the business that you're paying?
No. So that's been my goal for this year. I need people. I
Yeah.
can't continue to do it on my own. So I did recruit one girl
Okay.
as a barter because I don't have money to pay anyone.
Hmm.
So I just was like, you're a creator, use the studio as much as you need to. Bring in clients. I'll give you a percentage of whatever you bring in. And then if you have events, throw events, that'll, give me some exposure. In exchange, you take a couple appointments for me here and there so I could breathe.
Look, man, I see y'all enjoying the episode, but entrepreneurship is tough, as you can see. But if you want to make more money, get more information, and really have more support, you need a community, okay? Morning Meetup is a community that I've started 6 years ago, where every single morning I'm talking to a group of entrepreneurs, giving them more information, giving them support, and teaching them how to make more money, how to grow their business, okay? We have a book club that you need to be a part of. We have meetups that you need to be a part of. The missing link is connection to not only a coach, but a community, okay? You don't have to join every single morning, okay? But if you wake up this morning, you know that we are there Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, okay? Join our book club. You don't have to speak. You could be quiet. You don't have to have your camera on, but the more you're on, you want people to see your face and connect with us, okay? The morning meetup will get you more money, more information, and more support this year, 2024, okay? So it's only $497 for the entire year. That's 250 calls with the community teaching you how to do this thing called entrepreneurship, okay? So if this interview resonates with you at any point and you say, yo, you know what? The way he's talking to him or the way he's talking to her, I need him to talk to me like that. Well, join us every single morning. And quiet as kept, most of the people that are on the hot seat come from the Morning Meetup community. You all get priority, all right? So go to themorningmeetup.com. Let's get back to the episode. Yeah. So
Yes.
most of the events are on the weekend, and you work like Monday through Friday?
Yeah, I work Monday through
Okay, Monday through
Friday.
Friday off on the weekends. So
Hmm.
you can't show people the space unless it's after you get off work.
Correct. Or a
Okay,
Tuesday or a Friday when I'm working from home. I'll just work from the studio.
got it.
Hmm.
And how are you promoting it?
Most of my promotion is through social media. And the biggest piece that I always tell people is the networking piece. Like
Hmm.
that's brought in the most clients, literally face to face, networking, meeting people, going to events, shaking hands, doing all the things. That's been what's been bringing the clients in and then
Yeah.
referrals. But I've tried ads, Google ads.
Yeah.
None of that really pans out and it's just so costly.
Yeah. What made you get a content creation space?
So I had a podcast back in 2020 when everybody was starting the podcast journey during the
Hmm.
pandemic. Me and my best friend started a podcast and it was fun. I liked it. The podcast was called Popping After 30,
Okay.
and we since stopped because she moved. Forget you, friend. But she moved to Arizona. And so, we kind of went our separate ways on that. But I always thought it would be cool to have just a space, to have creators come, shoot content, create my own content, and so on and so forth. So I got some funding. I was like, you know what? Just do it. Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Just do it. So jumped in head first. I did not know what I was getting myself into.
When you had this idea of like these creators are gonna come and they're gonna do this and that,
Yeah, I just thought it was going to just blow
you
up.
thought it was just gonna pop, huh? Yeah, it don't work like
Immediately
that.
pop. Nah, it didn't. It's some
Yeah.
work. It's some work.
So you didn't really have a strategy on how we're gonna get people in the building
No,
other than
I
posting on
didn't.
Instagram.
Posting on Instagram, I was like, okay, Facebook ads, Peer Space. I thought that was gonna be the
Mm-mm.
joint.
Nope.
And it don't. Peer Space don't do
Are you on
anything.
Event Tective, and what's the other ones? Peer Space, Event Tective. It's a bunch of
It's
them.
when I think I'm on Gigster.
Gigster,
Facebook Marketplace been the joint.
yeah.
Yeah, I just like took a chance. That's free. And that has been getting me a lot of leads.
Got it.
And
Okay.
then, of course, the ads will bring leads, but not actual revenue.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it's been an uphill battle of just kind of trying it and seeing where it goes, and trying it and
100%.
seeing where it goes. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I do recommend people, like, you jump out on faith and just do something, especially because you got a
right,
job.
yeah,
It's not that the venue takes away from your career, because the venue kind of take care of itself. It's just like the time isn't worth it. It's like
yeah,
I'm running myself tired and it's not producing anything. So I
right,
understand that part.
yes.
But you're not creating any more content yourself, right?
I actually am. So I knew once I became this entrepreneur, I would have to be the face
Hmm.
of entrepreneurship. I couldn't preach content creation and come in here and shoot your podcast, and you don't ever see me.
Right.
So I did purchase some equipment for the studio, but I utilize it for myself. And the plan is to create more content, to do more interviews, to talk to more entrepreneurs and kind of get myself out there, all the while promoting the studio myself.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges is you're promoting the studio yourself. Like, literally, in all of this content, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Like, you ain't got no other creators in there. I don't even see who's the person. And then, like, you pinned yourself on all. It's about you and your studio.
Ooh.
It don't even look like don't nobody else use it but you. Like, nobody else likes this place. It's crazy.
If you scroll a little bit down,
I scroll a little further.
I do have others because I do a lot of BTS for some of the people that use the studio to promote their platforms as well.
Got it. Okay. I'm saying at the top,
At the top, it is me because it's
it's just
probably
all
most
you
recently
and
it's been
cleaning
me,
up, and
definitely.
yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, maybe you're just not good at promoting, and that's
I mean, and
fine.
that's
We can get
what
better
has it.
at it.
Hey, that
What's
is
what's your personal
fine.
Instagram?
Cali
Cali Love
Love
NATL.
NATL. Yeah.
Okay. So on your business page, it's you creating content. And on your personal page, it's you just being you out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But you being you doesn't appear to be this, high level content creator either.
Right.
Were you at that? Oh no, it's the Brooklyn Bank thing. I mean, not Brooklyn Bank, but the bank thing.
Yeah, I was. That's where we had connected briefly
Yeah.
there through the Master Connector. Shout
Yes.
out
Yeah.
to the
Okay, you were
Master
there. Yep.
Connector. Yes.
Yep.
And Nicole, I had a call with Nicole last night, and Ebony Frazier, and they're like, "You talked to David?" I said, "Yeah." I introduced myself briefly. I was trying to get into the hot seat, and
Hmm.
then Ebony jumped on. She did some do 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 do, and boom, that was just last night.
There we have it. There we have it. Okay.
Yes.
What do you think your biggest problem is?
My biggest problem is the marketing and the promotion.
Hmm.
And then next to that is definitely just the solopreneur.
Yeah.
When I started this, that was not my goal. I thought initially, what I'm saying, I get it started and then I get
Yeah.
some team, I get a team going, but like I'm exhausted. And then like
Yeah.
I work two jobs. So I'm tired.
You work two jobs?
Yeah, well, this essentially
That's the
the
second job.
content
Oh,
studio and then
100%.
my
Yeah.
regular job.
So what's your plan on getting more clients in?
My plan is to do stuff like this.
Okay.
um, just continue to network and then try to, I don't know, roll out more referrals.
So you don't have a
Uh,
plan.
no,
Gotcha.
no solid plan to
Yeah.
just keep on trucking.
Let's just hypothetically say that you had a plan
Yes.
to drive more traffic to your studio. What would it be?
First, I wish if I had money,
Hmm.
right? I would definitely do like billboards.
You think billboards would drive traffic to your studio?
I think it would bring awareness to it.
But what's the plan on driving traffic? Let's just hypothetically say you had one. Let's come up with a plan right now.
Okay.
You and I are gonna sit here and we're like, okay, we gotta get some traffic in here.
Yeah.
What's our first thought?
My first thought is influencers.
Hmm.
Like it like bringing the attention. I think having somebody like an authoritative figure speak on it or utilize the studio and promote it, or um having some, just having that word of mouth, that I think that would be like the biggest driver.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Um
And what influence are you thinking? You know anybody?
Not more local influencers that's Atlanta based. There's been a few influencers I'm reached out to and haven't really got a response yet. But like Atlanta Access and those influencers that do the to do type
Yeah.
things around Atlanta, that can put 111 Studios on their list.
Okay.
So I'm like, if I had the funds to fund that, then
How much you need?
I like 20 to 30,000.
Why do you need 20 or 30,000?
Just so I could really
Oh, so you don't know.
sink it into marketing.
You're coming up with a number.
I am coming up with
I
a number.
know.
Dang,
It's all
you
good.
be calling people out.
You're creating a number in your head. Here's the first question with you and I, because I'm your COO.
Okay.
You're CEO. And you call a meeting and say, David, we gotta get some traffic in here.
Yes.
My first question would probably be, how much does it cost to run this place?
Okay. It is 4,500 a month.
4,500 a month. Woo.
Ooh, child.
Wee.
Ooh, wee.
Okay, so $2,000 a month for the rent.
2,000 for the rent. I still got to pay back the loan. That's a G.
$1,000 for the
So
rent.
that's 3, and then 1,500. That's for Wi-Fi, electricity,
Okay.
gas, taxes, breaking down, maintenance.
Yep.
Like
Okay.
that's even around 4,500.
Got it. 4,500. Next question.
Mhm.
How do we get $4,500 every single month covered?
So in order for me to get 4,500, I need at least 45 paid bookings per month.
Wait, $100?
So my prices are $70 per hour, 2-hour minimum. That's just basis. But then I also have membership packages. The memberships I have currently now cover half the rent. So say like $1,000. If I can get
How much
more.
are the memberships?
The memberships are based on tiers depending on how many hours you need. So 5 hours, bronze tiers,
Mm-hmm.
250. So it's like
How many
essentially
people are on
$50
that?
per hour. I have 5 members currently.
Okay.
And
Why
they
don't I
have to
see them on your page?
they're on my page, on my story, and they tag me, but they're kind of further down on the page. Only because I post frequently. But I do have a newsletter that I send out with their information, all of their updates.
I'm sorry. Why aren't they on your page?
They are on my page.
How far I gotta scroll down?
Just a little bit further down. I post like every 3 days.
Why do you post every 3 days?
Because I have content to post.
But you have 5 clients that use it on a regular basis?
Yes, monthly.
Okay.
So whatever content they share, I share, and then I do BTS for them, and then I include them in like newsletters and things of that nature, and then they get like discounts to other stuff that I offer at the studio.
And what do they use it for?
Podcasting,
Okay.
podcasting and live stream.
Podcasting and live stream, which is valuable
Correct.
for sure.
Yes.
Posting every 3 days, I don't think is going to get it. Now, this is me being somewhat hypocritical because I don't promote my studio like that.
Okay.
But when I opened this studio, I didn't have a plan to make money. When I opened the studio, I needed a space myself.
Yeah.
And my thought was, when other people book, it's like icing on the cake because I use the studio. I need a place to do my own workshop. So me building out this stage right here is because I needed a stage because I do events and I do small workshops and I built out my studio and I did build out rooms for other people to create, but that wasn't the focus for me.
Right.
I needed a space because I needed a space. So I wasn't going to lose.
Right.
But for you, this is a business that is supposed to be profitable and we got to make $4,500. So we're saying we need 45 people booked, which I don't think we need 45 people booked, but if we have the 250 tiers, how many tiers do we need to cover the rent?
So if it's the 250 tiers, we need because they're price the memberships are priced at $50 per hour. So
Mhm.
5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, however many hours you need. So
Right,
most all of my memberships are the bronze tier.
right.
And so they use 5 hours per
That's
month.
250 you're saying.
Yes, the
Okay, so
250.
if we're at 250, that's about what, 16, 18 people on the 250 tier.
Yeah.
I don't even see the promotion of that tier on the page. So how are people going to know that that exists? But the reason people don't know that it exists is because you're not promoting it. Not promoting it because you probably never sat down and said, "How am I going to clear this $4,500?"
Right.
Because if you did say, "Okay, how am I going to clear this 4,500?" You might say, "Oh, I got this tier that's 250. I need 16 people on it. Let's start going heavy with the 16 dot with the 250 tier and get these 16 people."
Right.
And it's a lot less stress on me to cover the rent.
Yeah.
Because once the rent's covered, the stress, you get to keep your job's whole paycheck. Isn't
Yes.
that cool?
That would be nice.
But if we don't think about what we want, we'll never get it. And we're
Yeah.
just hoping that 100 people just come in and like book because it looks nice. And it doesn't work that way.
Right. Yeah. And that will definitely release a lot of stress. So a lot of the bookings I also get, well, people want to come see the
Yeah.
space. So because I get about 35 bookings per month, and like maybe 10 of them will be tours that I would give, and the rest will
You
be
get 35 bookings a month.
35 appointments.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, per month. And, probably like 10 on average would be just tours, right? People that's coming in that want to see the space to see if it'll fit their needs for whatever project that they have.
So what's up with these other
Um,
20?
the other 20 are my memberships, right? And then I get like random podcasters or production companies that'll come in and shoot for maybe once or twice.
So how much is
Um,
it making a month? It seems like it's making more than what you're
so
telling me.
on average, it's 2,500 a month, which would be cool if my rent wasn't 2K. But
So on average, you get 2,500 of new money every month, or you're
of
saying that's
new money,
including the people that's on membership.
that's including the membership, 2,500 total per month.
Got it.
So 2K is coming from Lala's pocket to cover
Yeah.
everything that's needed. So that's why in my head I'm just like, this ain't making dollars and cents.
Yeah, but it's not making money. You're not making the money
Yes.
because you're the CEO and you haven't considered a strategy on how to get this $4,500 covered.
Yeah.
And every day you just wake up and just hope somebody books it. That's how you're running your business.
Yeah.
And I don't even know you, but I figure that's what's happening based on our conversation.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right.
Everything needs a strategy. Like there needs to be a plan. We need to first cover this $4,500.
Right.
So if we're having this meeting, you're the CEO, I'm the COO. I'm like, okay, well, we need to cover 4,500. You say, yo, we need to push this booking because if we got 5 people booked, we got 5 people that are paying it, we can for sure get 1,600 people paying it,
Right.
especially when the 5 people that are paying it, they didn't even come off any promotion. They just thought it was valuable.
Right.
And they stumbled on it. And through conversation, like, well, you could just book out your joint, get the 250. Cool. Well, we need to start promoting that.
Right.
Do they get cameras too, or they just get the space?
So they get the space that includes lighting and microphones. I just purchased camera equipment back in December because I thought it was valuable to have as an extra add-on. Plus, shooting content for myself,
Yeah,
so I can offer more production type things. So
for
I'm
sure.
learning myself how to do Adobe and edit. So doing photography and things, that's an extra
And how
add-on
many hours do they get for $25 for
for
250?
5 hours.
5 hours.
So it's approximately 2 bookings,
Okay.
maybe 3, depending
So
on
maybe
what
they'll
they're
do like
doing.
2 episodes each
Each
booking,
booking.
and then they got their 4 for the month,
Yes,
essentially. Okay.
essentially.
All right, cool. So we're gonna write that idea down. Okay, we need to come up with some sort of promotion, which that idea is gonna need a bunch of ideas. Like, okay, we want to get 16 people on this
Yeah.
membership. What's the strategy and the plan to get that? But let's just
Right.
put that in the parking lot for right now.
Okay.
What's another way that we can get this $4,500 covered?
Another way is to really push the production side.
Okay. Which we're not
I
pushing right now.
which I'm not pushing right
Okay.
now to the best of my ability. And I got a whole story about behind that.
Tell me the story.
Oh God, you know Atlanta is Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So I done ran through so many videographers. And the issue that I have, and they're amazing at their craft. I
Not all of
mean,
them.
not all of them, but you know, they have skills that I don't have.
Yeah.
So I tried to get a partnership with a production company. And, you know, so I can offer production packages
Mhm.
that are not, you know, super expensive because production can be costly because majority of my clients are like entry level creators. They're entrepreneurs. They don't really do content creation. Like they're
Mhm.
new to it. So I'm like, it got to make sense to them, right?
Yeah.
So I a lot of them are not business savvy, and, you know, you may meet with one videographer and their price is this today, but next week it's a totally different price
Yeah.
based on whatever it is. So that's what urged me to be like, you know what? I'm about to get this camera and get these mics because it can't be that hard, right? So I've been practicing.
Or it could be.
It could be, right. It is a
But you'll get
little,
it.
but I'm learning it and I'm just like, okay, I could see why the price fluctuates, but it would be really nice to just have in-house production packages agreed upon. So I can actually take it out and say, hey, you can get this podcast package, 4 episodes, whatever, edit
Yep.
in for this dollar amount.
So real quick, let's say, for instance, the people that you're talking about that are the videographers, you say, how much is your price to do this, this, and that? They give you a price. And you're saying you call back next week and it changed.
Yes. Or I'll counter because you mean let's
Yeah.
negotiate, right? You're not filming Hollywood stars.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? These are again entry level
Yeah.
content creators.
Yeah.
Make it simple. Like kind of you don't need
But
10
when you counter,
cameras.
what happens?
No, it's like a no.
But there are
Mm-mm.
some people where you gave them a price. They gave you
Yeah,
a price. You're like, all right, cool. And then next week when you call them, it's more.
it's more.
Whose fault is that?
It's they fault. I just
Is
go
it?
on to the next videographer,
Well,
right?
I'm gonna say it's your fault.
Okay.
I call you, you're a videographer. I say, well, okay, I'm about to put this package together for this production. I need 5 hours every single month to come over and shoot. How much is that? You tell me how much.
$800.
$800. $800. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll do $800. I'm actually going to text you exactly what we said. $800, 5 hours. Locked in? You with that? Cool, because I'm gonna charge them and we'll make our money on the back end, but you'll get your 800. You good with that? Cool. Well, if I call you back the next week and we look at the text message, people aren't gonna say, well, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna charge you more. They don't
Right.
do that.
Right.
The thing is, they forgot what they told you
Yeah.
because we were just having a casual conversation.
Right.
So that is why often I'll say, oh, what do we agree on? Okay, cool. I'm gonna text you that real quick, just so we know what we talked about.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, it's your fault. They got a
Right.
bunch of people asking them to do stuff and they just throw numbers out there.
You're right. You're right. The power of a contract or the power of getting it in writing.
You feel me?
Yep.
Or you come up with a price, you sell it to a couple people, and you have a bunch of people say yes. Then you go back to them and say, "Hey, I need 20 hours. I'm not paying you 800 per client. I'm just going to pay you $1,500 total for all these clients. Handle that for me."
Right.
That's how we run it like a business. You're a project manager, right?
Yeah. PM. PMP.
Why you don't be project managing your own joint?
I do. I do. It's project managed, but the collaboration piece could be a little tricky.
You don't need collaboration. You need agreements. It's an agreement. It's like, okay, and we write it down so that neither one of us forgets the agreement.
Right.
You're not calling nothing at your corporate job saying, hey, This is what you want to do? All right, cool. This how much? All right, bet. I'll call you back next week. And the person picks up and says, oh, I do remember it. No, you don't do that.
Right.
You send over a formal email or something. You got to run your business like you treat your job.
Yeah.
That's one. Another one's, so one is production. One is getting people on the membership.
Yes.
Let's take getting people on the membership. How do you think we can accomplish that, getting this 16?
I think, see, this where I really do be lost. I'm gonna admit it right here. Like
let's pretend we're not lost.
Okay.
Let's pretend we're not lost. Let's pretend that you have a goal to get 20 content creators to pay you $250 a month to be able to use your studio with the 5 hours. Let's just pretend you're not lost.
Right.
How do we go about that?
Maybe offer them some deal like okay, 1 hour free at the studio. It just so you could feel it out, and then once they get in the door, I could really talk to them about the benefits of getting a membership, signing up, and really utilizing this space for their content creation needs.
You see what I'm saying, Ryan? When people tell me stuff and I just know you're lying to me, I said, so let's come up with a good idea to get 16 to 20 creators paying $250 a month. She said, oh, that's where I'm lost. And I said, well, let's just pretend we're not lost. And then she just found a way. She was no longer lost. Ain't that crazy? Why would she lie to me?
See, it's not lying.
It's not lying. It's the fact that you have, I'm not even giving you no answers. Yeah. I'm just asking you questions that you as the CEO of a company should ask yourself.
Right.
How am I going to do this?
Right.
And then you come up with some answers, and out of these answers, you say, well, how am I going to do that? And do you come up with some answers and say, okay, well, here's the plan on how I'm going to get it done.
Yeah. And that's it.
You're not trying to build the business. You're hoping that it works.
Yeah.
So again, I may be somewhat hypocritical because I don't promote my studio like that. But we put so much into it, and I use it on a regular basis.
Yeah. People
reach out like, yo, how much is it to book your studio? I like it. And then when people do book the studio, people in the crowd typically say, yo, I want to book here too, because we put a lot into it. Mm-hmm. But I was always considering myself. Yeah. Like, what would I love to have? You feel me? I want to make sure the stage is lit. I was like, dang, would it be dope if I had an event where I could change the colors of the walls with light? Mm-hmm. That would be fire.
It is fire. It's nice.
I'll say, yo, wouldn't it be dope to have a video wall where we could put whatever we want on the back video? I'm considering myself, me, the client. So again, I haven't done the best job of promoting my business, but it's profitable because I put a lot into this.
Yeah.
And I have some influence.
A lot.
And I create a lot.
Influence. Yeah.
But my goal wasn't that. My goal was, I just need a studio for myself. But if it's going to be profitable, you got to at least start to think to yourself, you're not lost. Say, I'm not lost.
I am not lost.
Say, I'm not lost.
I am not lost.
You got this. Yeah. You lit. The only thing you haven't done is giving yourself some time to think.
Yes. Yeah.
But we be so in the weeds and frustrated. We don't sit down and work through our problems. We just work through the frustration. Like we try to work through the frustration, through the problem, instead of sitting down. Okay, what can I do to fix my situation?
Right. Yeah. And because I talk to people, and the outside influence is nice, but then again, it's like, people put what they think you should do on your situation. And I'm like, is that the best decision? Is that the best route? And I think where I always get lost at is trying to pick the right way to go versus just choosing a path that makes the most sense and then heading on the direction. So
that will turn this from a $30,000 company to a $250,000 studio.
Lord bless
that
it.
Right there. That right there. Picking a direction and picking a path. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, so a couple weeks ago, somebody sends me this video. of, it's like an Instagram reel, but it looks like a movie, right? So I sent it to a bunch of my friends. I sent it to my friend Ernestine. I sent it to Ryan. I sent it to my man Tybo. I sent it to a bunch of people. I was like, "Ooh, this is dope. We should shoot that joint." So Ryan says, "Yo, let's shoot it." I'm like, "Bet. When? Next week. Let's do it." I said, "How do you do it?" He said, "Well, we're going to get a script from ChatGPT and we'll just edit that joint." Came in here and shot it. But he shot it and he got the script and I just showed up.
Mhm.
And I saw it. I said, "Wow, this is dope." But I don't really know. If you talk to him about camera and lighting and stuff like that, he will confuse you.
Yeah.
Okay. Not confuse you, but he goes so deep and he's so passionate
Mhm.
about it and he understands it. He just really understands it. And he's got this big, incredible, beautiful camera, which I don't have. And I was starting to think to myself, dang, if I get that camera, I could shoot these skits, these movies, I could shoot it.
Right.
But I got a bunch of cameras in here. 2 days ago, I decided, yo, I'm just going to shoot one without my mentor, who's Ryan. He's my mentor, he's my coach. But he had something to do. I was like, man, I'm just going to go down to my boy's restaurant. We're just going to shoot something. I just tried it.
Mhm.
We got some video and some audio. And I went on ChatGPT, wrote a script, edited it to where I thought it was going to be funny and complete. And we just shot it and we're going to put it out there.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, checklist, what is going to be needed? I need audio, I need lights, I need a video, I need a venue, I need a script, I need I need like some actors. And then once I started checking off all that, I said, I'm just gonna go shoot it. Good or bad, I'm just gonna shoot it. Disregarding what other people tell me, like on all the stuff, yo, you need to run a show and this type of sheet. And I don't, leave me alone. I got a plan. I'm just gonna do it.
Right.
What does it hurt to do it?
Yeah.
And then I showed it to Ryan earlier today. He said, you need to change this camera setting, change that. Oh, I understand it now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back in and shoot with his suggestions.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that I want to do, something that I need to accomplish. What are the things standing in my way? And I just check them off.
Mhm.
Camera, lights, SD cards, actors, venue, done. Let's do it. How was it yesterday, Kay? Was I all right? You think?
See, and you got it done.
Got it done.
Right.
You need that.
Yeah.
You need that.
Mhm.
Because if you're not showing somebody, I would imagine that you're just sitting in there. Or if you don't have a showing, you're at home. Are you
Mhm.
married?
No,
You
I'm
dating?
not married. Yeah.
You got a little something?
Some.
All right.
A little piece.
May not work out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
see.
We'll see.
We'll see if he
So,
act right.
so if we don't got no bookings, hey,
Yeah.
what you doing? Let's go out or come through. Let's hang out. Let's watch a movie.
See. I really be in the streets networking. That's where I be at, for real. In my free time, I be talking to people about the studio. And that's where I be tired because it's like 24 hours. What can I do? What if I do? Let me try this. Let me try
But
this.
you're just going out there
I'm just
without
going out there.
identify. Next time you go out to a networking event, we have a target. I need 20 people on this 250. So
Okay.
right now, when you're networking, I don't even know you, but I know.
You know me.
When you go to the networking event, you start shaking hands and having conversations with people. Maybe we exchange Instagrams and you tell them about the studio. Yeah, I got a content creation studio. If you need to create some content, come on by, come see it. And that's the end of the conversation. Versus if we have a target of getting people on a $250 membership, we ask different questions.
Yeah.
Have you been looking to shoot a podcast? Yeah, well, why haven't you shot a podcast? Oh, you don't know the concept, where you're going to do it, all that kind of stuff. Oh, here's what you need to do. Come to the studio. Let's schedule an initial shoot. I'll set up the audio for you. Look, we can set it up on your phone, all that kind of, just to get it out because I rocks with you. I'm really feeling what you on right now. And I love your concept. And you get them in the studio because we set an appointment because I have a goal for this person.
Right.
I need them on this membership. And if I can get them to shoot one episode, they'll give me this 250.
Yeah.
Because they know they just got to show up.
Right.
Oh. So I'm having different conversations. And when somebody says something, I got a plan for you. It's not just follow me on Instagram.
Right. And that makes perfect sense because one thing I noticed having this studio is that most creators they have no clue what they want to do. They
For
don't
sure.
they have an idea, but they don't have like the vision. So I try to have the vision for them and say, okay, you can do this, you can do
Hmm.
this, you can do that. Like there's so many things you can do. But trying to have that expertise to like execute it, that's where I need a team to help um kind of bring that vision, some of that vision
You
to
don't need a
life.
team. You don't need a team. Okay. You know how to set up the audio, right?
Yes,
Mixer, microphones, chairs, easy.
easy.
Hit record, we got the audio. Other thing is the video part. So there's levels of understanding the setup for the video. This took us an hour because I'm a perfectionist and I want to get the color right and the angle right and all that kind of stuff. But most people don't. Ryan's like, bro, you're being a perfectionist. Don't touch anything. I'm like, yo, we got to scoot it back a little bit. But most people don't care about that, especially somebody that's only going to invest $250 a month into their
Right,
podcast.
right.
You get some tripods and you set their phone up.
Yeah,
If you light a phone video well, no one will be able to tell it's not an expensive camera.
yeah, yes.
But you know the stumbling block for your audience is, oh, they're confused on how to set it up. Bro, put your phone here, put your phone here. We got the lights. I'm going to study some lighting and see how to get the best out of it, or I'm going to shoot my own show with a light. Earn Your Leisure started with cell phones at a kitchen table. And if I only got a small budget of 250, I got that. Me and my
Mm,
co-host, I put 125 up, you put 125 up. Cool, let's just do it.
right.
But you're not thinking of the audience's problem because you're not thinking of how do I get somebody on this membership. But when we start thinking about, okay, this is the objective. I need 20 people on this membership of 250. This is their barriers, this is their issues.
Mm.
We're going to solve all those issues. We'll do an hour consultation that comes with us setting up and shooting. $100, $150. So when you're in a networking event, oh, I got a special, come on, it's $150. We'll shoot your first episode, concept. I'll help you out with that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. All right. Put that in the parking lot.
Isn't
Okay.
that cool? The fact that
Mhm.
we have a target, all these other ideas come up on how we're going to grow.
Yeah.
But most entrepreneurs just do it and just like hope their vision works out.
A will and a way and a prayer and a wing.
A prayer and a wing.
For real, for real. No, that is some real talk right there. You didn't got my whole life
Let's go.
up in here because but I tell you, I was on the brink of just saying, you know what, I got a job. We could try something else. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
like, I tried it. I paid a little loan back, but this hard.
It is.
And I would say too, when I started this business, I didn't have I didn't go into it saying I'm gonna do a content studio. So what I did was I structured the business first. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I did like LLC, EIN, did the whole business
Mhm.
structure, built the business credit, and then I was like, okay, boom, you got 40K. Okay, now what am I gonna do? So I just
Mm.
like searched around, what can I do? What can I still have my job? And
Yeah.
then kind of that's low maintenance and I could still maintain, the business and grow it
Yeah.
while still keeping my job. And then I came across this ebook and this girl was like, you can start a content studio. It's easy. The ebook was like $25. And the girl said, just get a lease and then just decorate some rooms. And then, and I said, oh, that's easy. I could definitely maintain that. And
Yeah.
then, so boom, got the lease, boom, like it just happened
Mhm.
real fast. And this is probably the most like movement I ever had on a business because I didn't
Yeah.
come with the idea first. I came with the business, the
Yeah.
structure first. And it's it's not like it's a hair salon, right? I
Yeah.
didn't have stats to go on, right? It's not like, oh, you have 4 shampoo bowls and 3
Yeah.
stations. You know how much that's gonna make. Like the content studio is it's a niche, it's new. So you really don't know. And everything is like based on the space that you
Yeah.
have. So I just jumped in head first. And it's been beautiful, a beautiful journey.
Absolutely.
But I was tired.
Yeah, but now just don't quit. Just do not
Just
quit.
don't
Okay.
quit.
You're getting through that first year of the mud of like, I didn't know what to do.
Mhm.
But even in this conversation, we now know what to do, or at least we know how to look at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we have to be intentional with driving revenue,
Yeah.
not just having it. And if we didn't have this conversation, you close that studio down and then you'd be like, man, content creation studio, don't nobody want to do that. It don't work. And it's not about it not working. It's about you not thinking. It's about you not coming up with a plan on how to get this done.
Right.
But now we have one.
Yeah. A good one.
Are we going to do it?
Yeah, we doing it.
All right, let's get to work.
I came here to get my life. It's got to.
Are you in the morning meetup?
No, not yet.
What time you go to work?
I'm there by 8:30.
Oh, and you work from home too, though.
Yeah, on a couple days, and then I gotta go in.
You need to be in the morning meetup.
Okay.
We have these conversations every day.
Definitely.
You need to be around other entrepreneurs as well. And you're in Atlanta, so like as a morning meetup, remember you can just pull up. Not just pull up, but like, yo, Dave, y'all doing anything in the studio? Come through. All
right. I like that.
Yeah.
I did have one question for you
What's up?
about scaling. So, like, when you started your podcast, and how did you know, okay, it's time to scale, it's time to go big, it's time to expand? Like when you're making these choices to move and to grow, what are some of the things that you consider? Like, is it just, oh, okay, we got too big for this, we need to move? Or like, how do you make those decisions to know, okay, it's time to go in a different direction or scale up?
I'll answer it, but I'm going to ask you today, how did you come up with the idea that it's time to really get this thing in the gear?
I had the money to do it.
Well, we did it for a year
Yeah.
and, we're like flatline, right?
Right.
But now you're thinking, okay, it's time to really turn it up, right?
Right. Right.
How did you come to that thought?
Because I don't want to give up. So I know I see what I invested, and I don't want to just throw that
Yeah.
in the trash. So I'm like, what can I do to keep this thing going and really take it? Because it's been a year of trials and tribulations. What can I do to really take it to the next level?
Yeah, that's pretty much my answer.
Okay.
So you get to a point where it's like, even if you succeed at something, and success is relative, but if you succeed at something, eventually that gets boring, or I have to keep this thing afloat. So some people think that once you start winning, you just won. No, you got to keep it afloat.
Right.
And how can I continue to produce these? My thought is, how can I continue to produce these results? Because you might get some results, but eventually you're going to be at 25, 30 members, and then it might get a little congested. You're like, oh my gosh, if this 25, 30 members start to get upset, or, you know what I mean, like they're feeling like they're not getting what they really signed up for, they're going to cancel. So your mind says, dang, I got to scale this joint up. I got to do something. Do I got to get another structure? Or do I need another building?
Yeah.
So as you grow, after you get to the top of a mountain, you always realize that you're at the bottom of another one.
Yeah.
So you're going to get that momentum going. You're going to get that momentum going. And eventually you'll keep going. You'll keep going. But you can't stay the same. Because like in business, you're either growing or dying. It's not like you just get the coast for the most part. You're either growing or you're dying. And we can see that with large companies going into bankruptcy. We can see that with if a company stays stagnant too long, they're probably overworking to try to stay afloat because they're afraid that things are going to fall. So we're in a cycle where we can never stop until we exit the business for 100 million. Then we just don't do anything with the rest of our lives and we just chill.
Right.
Time to scale up.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Right there. You preaching today.
No, hey man, does your boo help you out with the business at all?
No. And that's why.
You're gonna lose a good one, bro.
Let's see. It's Atlanta. I mean, you married, so you ain't got to deal with it.
I'm not in the people. It's a people.
It's It's
The
a
dating pool is
difference.
a people, right?
Right.
My sister Donnie, she said it's not. She experienced, some cool people out here. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go on to stay married because y'all be
Yeah,
doing some
don't
stuff.
hold on. I don't care. You leave the toothpaste off on the pick your drawers up, whatever you need to do. Hold on, okay? Hold on, because it's rough out
Oh
here.
gosh, I already know.
Yes.
So tell people how to get in touch with you for bookings or whatever.
Yeah, so you can go to my website, www.111studios.com. Follow me on Instagram at one11studios. And give me a call. I'll get my phone numbers out there, 404-963-7830. Pull up. If you're at the point where you don't know what you want to do, you want to talk it through, let's talk it through and get that membership. Buy that membership.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
And are you accepting DM slides right now or?
Yes, go ahead. I'm accepting. The DMs are open.
Let's go.
Taking contenders. So come on in, but you gotta have motion. Don't be out here stagnant.
You
Okay,
gotta have
you gotta
for
have
sure.
motion.
And know what you're doing with a camera too.
But
Come on
bro,
with it.
yeah, production. If you know some production, you locked in.
I love it. I can't wait to see what you do with this information.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Cool. You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.